Hello and welcome to episode 16 of the HamCorp Trading Manual. In this episode, we refactor and reorganize the chem building. We also increase our benzene production through wood tar, and we add 2 more processing lines, liquid epoxy and polybenzimidazole. This will be the last episode until the theta update is here, as there's nothing left for me to do that isn't going to be changed in the future, at least as far as I'm aware. Continuing on with more infrastructure improvements, today I have a couple of things to address. First of all, I am out of nitrobenzene. Completely. My storage is full, and the hog is pretty much good enough for now, but I've completely run out of nitrobenzene and benzene. And clearly the oil is not even being generated. That is a bit weird, and it's because I don't have carbon dioxide, which I don't know why I don't have carbon dioxide. I think I don't actually have it set up in the chem area. But today is finally the day that I'm going to redo the full chem area. I'm gonna expand it quite a bit. I'm gonna swap everything out to multis where I can, and finally give this place an actual, a building. While I'm at it, I think I'm also gonna upgrade to RTM coils, because I'm pretty sure I can now. RTM is made from ruthenium, tungsten, and molybdenum. I have a little bit of molybdenum. I have barely any tungsten, to be honest, but I have plenty of ruthenium. The question is, do I have enough of everything to upgrade every single blast furnace here? And I'm not sure I do. Ooh, close. I actually have enough ruthenium, which is pretty cool, but it's the tungsten that I'm missing. I don't know if I really want to upgrade all of these to RTM. I think I might just upgrade this lone quad that I have over here and upgrade these to HSSG immediately. Could I even do that? Let's see, so blasting it would be kind of slow, but mixing it is totally possible. It's tungsten steel, vanadium, chromium, and molybdenum. This is not using platline materials, so I think it's actually kind of cheaper. The only problem is, of course, that I need more tungsten than what I have right now. Well, that and I need an IV assembler, so it's gonna have to wait. But I think I will upgrade the one EBF to RTM. And while I'm at it, I may as well go around and start upgrading pyrolyze ovens to RTM as well, because that gives it a speed boost. And set up carbon dioxide. Yeah, okay, there's a lot of stuff I gotta do. I don't know if there's much that's really there to show that's not been shown before, because a lot of these are in multis already. It's just a matter of moving them and kind of organizing things. But if there is something new, I will bring it up. But I kind of doubt there is. I don't think there is. So I'm gonna get to work. I'm in the middle of migrating all of the old stuff, and I want to show you something funny. LCR single block. Ooh. Here's another one. Ooh. Oh boy, that took a long time, but I am finally done here. And I've kind of reconsidered putting a building around this for now, because I have no idea how big this is going to be in theta, and I don't want to box myself in, because I kind of want this to be like a skyscraper. I want this to grow vertically, but yeah, I don't know how much space I'm going to need. I have a lot of space, probably far more than I need at the moment, but who knows if this is enough for the next 2 or 3 ages. I have no clue. What I will do though is have this little lobby entrance area, and this I will kind of decorate a bit. It's also going to be incomplete on one side because I don't know how much I need to expand this way, so it'll only be up to about here. But I think this lobby area is going to look good. There's not going to be much in here, actually. It's kind of just decorational space. So if I need more space outside in the future for some reason, I could always tear this down and just put down path over there. That is an option. But for now, just a cute little roof. That's about it. Before I do that though, I want to make one quick change here to my EBFs. I'm going to swap out the LV input hatch over here with quad input hatches, and I'm going to start stocking helium in here. That'll let me do a few more blasts in these furnaces than what I can do right now. For example, RTM needs helium. It doesn't take nitrogen, so if I wanted to blast my RTM without doing this change, I'd have to do it in the single the single quad, which would take a long time. So I'm gonna swap these out. One minor issue though, I do not have a lot of helium. I can make some on demand by extracting monazite. I don't really want to do this. It feels wrong, but it's an option for when I'm desperate. The correct way for me to set this up, really, is to make ender air, or I guess just regular liquid air, and distill it. I'm probably going to set up both, because I also need radon. Xenon krypton would also be nice. But doing that feels, I don't know, because I'm not sure how much of this is going to change in theta, so I kind of don't want to do it at the moment. So I think I will just survive with the monazite. It is what it is. Hopefully it shouldn't be too much longer though. These coils look super cool, and weirdly enough, I'm actually going to use my first set over here in the oil building. I'm going to replace these nichrome coils. Look at that color, it's so nice. Kind of just looks the same as the other coils when it's on, but at least when it's off it looks cool. So my benzene and my oil generally has not at all been keeping up. I'm out of benzene, which also means I'm out of nitrobenzene, and I'm out of hog. So I'm kind of just running on vibes right now. Like this is using up quite a bit of energy. This is not going to last very long. Well, this lasted a few hours now. It's going to last long, but it's still an issue. So I might spend some time identifying the bottlenecks here. I don't think this is going to be enough to solve everything. As you can see, this is still turning off. This is not fast enough. So either I make more of these or I overclock them. Probably gonna overclock them. Anyway, here is the chemistry building, or the passives building. Building this slope was very, very annoying. It is not a 45-degree angle. It's what angle is this? It's not a rational number, but this was very annoying to build. But it looks pretty nice, and I think the change in slope looks kind of nice. I might do it more, even though it's pretty annoying to do, just because I really like how this looks. I do want this to be a skyscraper, so I've kind of reminded myself of that by adding a little lip over here, but I'm not going to build that today. Now, I'm going to be so real with you right now. I am basically out of stuff to do until theta. There's like 1 or 2 more things I can do, and I'm going to do that today. Those 2 things being polybenzimidazole and liquid epoxy. So I'm going to set these 2 things up in my new cleaned up chem area. And then after that, I don't think that's going to take the full like 20 minutes I've been aiming for these videos. So this video might be a little bit shorter. And I'm probably just going to chill until until theta's out. And then I can blast out some videos because I'm pretty primed to just skyrocket in progression. I mean, I have power issues, but it's not really that interesting to watch me solve. All I'm going to do is overclock everything. So I don't know. Anyway, let's start with polybenzimidazole. This is made from diaminobenzidine and diphenyl isophthalate. The diamino is made from dichlorobenzidine and ammonia. Ammonia I get from the plat line, which is bizarre to me, but I do. And dichlorobenzidine comes from nitrochlorobenzene, hydrogen, and copper. And finally, the nitrochlorobenzene comes from nitration mixture and chlorobenzene. I said finally, but it wasn't the final step. Chlorobenzene comes from chlorine and benzene. This is an issue because I don't have benzene. Okay, I'll have to think about that. And the other branch, the diphenyl isophthalate, comes from phenol, sulfuric, and phthalic acid. And phthalic is dimethylbenzene, oxygen, and potassium dichromate. Dimethylbenzene is pretty similar to chlorobenzene in that it's going to screw me because I need benzene, but it's just benzene plus methane. And potassium dichromate is chromium trioxide and saltpeter. Saltpeter I have plenty of, I've just been voiding it. And chromium trioxide is chromium plus trioxygen. Now there is a little bit of partial looping I can do, like I get phenol from the step, and the diphenyl needs phenol as well, but it's not the full 2 buckets I get back, I only get back 1 bucket. Diluted sulfuric acid I'm just going to void, I can't be bothered to reprocess it. But ultimately this just means I'm also going to need phenol, which I can make like this with even more benzene. And, you know, actually that seems like the best way. I mean, I can also get it from distillation of coal and wood tar. Maybe I should set that up first. I don't know, because I need that for liquid epoxy too. I need wood vinegar and wood tar, apparently. Well, not really. I need acetone, which I have, so actually I don't need the wood vinegar. Wood vinegar, by the way, a long time ago I was converted into a wood vinegar hater because this is so bad. This is garbage. Wood tar, though, wood tar is worth. And there's a couple of ways for me to make wood tar, and I'm probably going to do this one, which is nitrogen plus logs. Gives me wood tar. In fact, don't I already have something that makes It's not wood tar though, it's something else, right? Ah, I have it set to making creosote. Weird. But it's kind of the same setup. So I think I can put all of that over here in the chem building. I have like a whole lane here open. Oh, I didn't mention this before. I've tried to organize this. Over here on the right is kind of the most miscellaneous stuff, but it's like glue, rubber, plastic. That's the sort of stuff that is on this lane. Over here is kind of all the mineral-like stuff. So here's skystone, here's obsidian, here's silicon dust, here's thorium and something else, I don't know what else. Lava, iron 3 chloride, sodium persulfate. Lane number 3 is for acids, so sulfuric, hydrochloric, hydrofluoric, nitric, acetic. This is kind of formic acid, but this is for hydrogen. But yeah, formic acid kind of. Nitration mixture, it's made from 2 acids, and it's an acid. And the air centrifuge, which is not an acid. I just didn't know where else to put it. And it's next to the hydrogen source, so it made some sense. And then this last lane that currently exists is kind of organic compounds, I guess. So there's carbon dioxide, which is organic in a sense, like it has carbon. There's methanol, acetone, like I was talking about, ethanol, distilled water, which is not organic, but whatever, steam, it's next to the water, makes sense, biomass. So the next lane over here is going to be my wood processing and also epoxy. It's kind of a single step reaction for the epoxy, circuit 24, and I will probably be using this. I do need epichlorohydrin, but there's a single step for that as well. Circuit 23 this time. Water, propene, chlorine, sodium hydroxide. This should be pretty quick to set up, especially because I think I basically have everything already. The polybenzimidazole is a bit more of an issue because of the benzene, but we'll see how that goes. You know, actually, I am panicking about the power a little bit. Like, clearly it's close. Like, I'll survive for a while, but it is definitely in the negatives. So I think I'm gonna beef up my benzene production really quick. I might just put it in the oil area, even though it's not really oil. I don't know. It feels like the right place to put this. So I will. I'm gonna expand this out. Probably section it off somehow visually, and then this will be sort of benzene. It's just going to be a bunch of pyros to make the wood tar, and then a bunch of distillation towers to make the benzene, and that's basically it. And then hopefully I'll have enough excess benzene to do my polybenzimidazole. Okay, epichlorohydrin and liquid epoxy have been set up. This electrolyzer here is for recycling of salt water into sodium hydroxide. And I also get some hydrogen and chlorine out of it, which are being voided, but also I have them set to -1 priority on the storage buses. So these will always be extracted from first, before taking from the actual store of actual hydrogen and chlorine elsewhere. You can fit this into 2 LCRs, and honestly, probably you could fit it into 1 LCR. I was just too lazy to check for recipe conflicts, but if there are no conflicts, then you could. But yeah, things are input in here. The input bus is shared because both of these need sodium hydroxide. And then over here in the back, there are 2 hatches that feed epichlorohydrin from one to the other. And yeah, liquid epoxy. I've also set up benzene, and this seems to be enough. So what I have here is I have a quad of pyrolyze ovens. I should upgrade these to RTM soon, but to be honest, I don't need to at the moment. These are running at 4 amps of EV each, so IV speed, and I've got 4 distillation towers here. These are running at EV, and I'm sharing a normal energy hatch between 2 of them. So this makes a bunch of stuff, for which I have a subnet. To be honest, this is really simple. It's literally 2 steps, so I didn't really need to do all this. Anyway, this makes a ton of charcoal, which for now I'm just going to leave here. But soon I get the extractor multi-block, which will allow me to extract this into even more wood tar, which I can process more. So this is currently just being overflow voided, but I have a ton of charcoal. Wood, by the way, I did have to upgrade this wood generation. I've got a 16 amp EV energy hatch on this now because it needs to supply wood for both oil and for benzene. And I need wood for things elsewhere, so I'm just dumping a ton of power into it. And it's been more than enough. From this process, I get dimethylbenzene, which is one of the things I needed for polybenzimidazole for making phthalic acid, so that's nice. I also get creosote, toluene, phenol, and actual benzene. The benzene is being instantly gobbled up because I am rebuilding my store of nitrobenzene. Finally. So once my nitrobenzene super tank is full over here in the chemicals area, then I should start backing up on benzene as well. Where is it? Here it is. It shouldn't be on this lane, to be honest, but whatever. Cool. I will also set up my polybenzimidazole, but to be honest, I don't think I'm going to be able to craft any because of, the benzene. But I'll set up the machines anyway. And I decided not to put it on a new lane because it is kind of a plastic. So it should go in my plastics and rubbers lane. Also, my frame rate is not doing well. You see that? Little like jitteriness? Ugh. Well, I managed to stuff it into 4 LCRs. And I think you can stuff it into 3, but I couldn't find a way to do it without having IV energy hashes. So I think for right now, this might be the best I can do. But things are going. I'm making phthalic acid here, for example. I'm making diphenyl isophthalate in the other one. Everything is coming along. It's going to take some time to build up. This is going to be very slow because it's an IV recipe. It's a base IV recipe, even. There's 2 base IV recipes, so it is really slow. But soon enough, we should see our first polybenzimidazole, hopefully. Probably not that soon though, because I'm waiting on benzene. Or not, I'm full on nitrobenzene, so maybe this is going to happen sooner than I thought. Ooh, I had to do a bit of shuffling around because I actually made some mistakes here. Still doable in 4 LCRs and likely 3 LCRs. I can see there's a channel missing here. But now making diaminobenzidine. I've already got my diphenyl isophthalate. So as soon as this buffer fills up, I should start making polybenzimidazole. And I'm pretty happy to call this done right now. Thank you for watching this episode of the HamCorp Training Manual. In the next episode, which will be after the release of data, or at least a test build of data, we will take a look at everything that breaks because of the update. Hopefully there won't be too much. After that, we will blast off with progression, but I can't comment on what we'll be working on at the moment because things will be different then. See you next time.